So I vibe coded an entire halal directory, and the reason why I decided to do that was because I was experimenting with Claude, the AI, and the best way to learn about a tool is to build a project with it. So I decided to build a halal directory. I live in Minnesota, and Alhamdulillah, we have a huge Muslim community in Minnesota with a lot of halal businesses, halal restaurants, but everything is scattered around, and we don't have one main directory for everything. So I'm like, this is the perfect project to build with Claude. So I decided to do that. I'm recording this video so I can share how I built that halal directory and basically share the behind the scenes, and hopefully this can be helpful for somebody who's planning to build a project with Claude. So let's start with the tools I used for the whole project. I used Claude for building and debugging, ChatGPT for planning and strategy, GitHub for managing the code, Vercel for hosting, and Supabase for the data and the back end for everything. Start with Claude. So when I was first starting out, so this is the instructions I gave. I said build a halal food MVP. The focus was only on halal food in Minnesota, and the goal was basically to help Muslims find halal food easily in Minnesota. So it quickly built an MVP and it provided an HTML. So this is the HTML file, and as you can see, let me make this one smaller. As you can see, it built everything at once. And I was just amazed how quickly, like in like few minutes, it built this whole thing, and I didn't have to think about the design, the layout, the content, basically nothing. I just gave the quick instructions, and it built this whole thing. And you see, it looks amazing. So I'm like, okay, so if it can build something quickly as this, why not? And it looks good. Why not make this a reality and basically make this like a real website and publish it? So I went back to Claude, and then instructions. I said the goal is to ship fast and have it live by the end of the week. Help me with code design, creating the files. And the biggest thing for me was basically improving the website. You know, when you're building a directory, you will be updating it constantly. Like you have to add lists, you have to add different features, you have to do a lot of editing. And the biggest thing for me was I didn't want to start from scratch every time, or like feel stuck if I wanted to add something and I didn't know how to do that. So basically that was the biggest thing for me, and I'm like, can you help me do that? And also this is the domain minnesotahalal.com. I have it with hosting. Can you help me connect it? So basically help me from start to finish. And it said, love the energy, let's ship this, and it gave me the full plan. So so this is the stack it was using, this whole thing. And you know, thankfully I was not doing this because as a front-end developer I kind of know a bit of this, and they are definitely not easy. So I was glad I was not the one who was building this. And then the plan was to build the full thing in Next.js, and then save it to my Mac, push it to GitHub, deploy it with Vercel, and then connect my Halal DNS from Hostinger to Vercel. Perfect. I'm like, do it, and start doing it, building the whole thing basically. So let me share the whole website. So this is the HTML, and this is the website. You see, there's not a lot of difference. Now it has so now I added the listing, and so this is 19. Okay, so I have 19 halal listing, and Claude actually did this for me. It did everything for me. Basically created everything. And one main issue when I was building this that Claude was not good with was the images. I've noticed Claude is definitely not good with providing images or pictures, and not only choosing the right ones, but also whenever it, like for example, it got like a picture from Unsplash, and then then when you come back, it's not showing. And I did that a couple of times, and it was not doing a good job. So I had to manually, for example, I will say, and I will like download the image, and I'm like, this is for Holy Land picture, you know, like use this for Holy Land, use this picture for Afro Daily. So I had to do it manually one by one. So that was the only thing that Claude was not good with, but everything else it did. For example, if you click, you see I didn't have to write anything of this, you know, like all this. Claude did this for me. So this is the front end. So now I want to share the back end. So for the back end, so when you click on listing your business, it takes you to this form, and then I have another one over here. So list your business for free. This is the same as this one. This is for business owners if they want to list their business or list their restaurants, halal business over here. And then for anybody, if you like a restaurant or halal business and you don't see it, you can suggest a missing spot. And this form is for this. And then there's one more, I think. Okay, let me click on this one. So for example, if you're a business and we already listed your business, you want to update it or claim the listing, then you can click on that one and you can do that. So all this form is back end, and this is what I'm not good at, and I'm glad Claude was helping with this one. So so it used Supabase for this, and so this is where I get all the different claims, different recommendation. Alhamdulillah, I already started getting a recommendation for it, submission from the businesses, and suggestions from everybody else. So this is the back end for Supabase, and I really did not know how to use. I was literally asking, what was it? I think it was this one. I was asking how to access it, how to find things, how to use it. If I needed anything, I will take a screenshot and share with Claude, and it will show me how to do it. Also, another big thing is that I had the, what do you call it? The Chrome for Claude extension. And if I needed help with anything, I will use this, and it will directly go in, and like you see over there, we'll go directly in and do the editing or changing by itself. So another thing is if you want to like recommend a restaurant or halal business, you will click on the business, and then over here it says pick. So if you like, for example, Alhamdi restaurant, I've been to this restaurant and I love their food, so I will just say picked if I liked it. And you see now it has one pick, but if I refresh, you will see two picks. So this is one way for others to recommend a restaurant or to recommend a halal business. And I'm glad I didn't have to do this. This was all done by Claude. So that is basically Minnesota Halal food directory. And if you live in Minnesota, please check it out. You can find halal food anywhere, and I will definitely be adding more lists. Currently, I only have 19, and I think this is the second day of June. My goal is to have at least 100 listing by the end of June, so it can be more valuable to the Muslim community in Minnesota. And I'm glad I got this domain name, minnesotahalal.com. I actually I couldn't believe it was available because it's just so short and to the point. So I'm glad I'm glad I got that domain name. So that is for the website. I will share the link in the description so you can play around with it and see. So other tools I used was GitHub. So this is my GitHub. Let me make this smaller. And this is where I have all my code for the website, and you can see the deployment 167. There was a lot of deployment because I was building the 2 days I was building, I was doing a lot of changes to it. So this is GitHub, and then for hosting I have it with Vercel. As you can see, a lot of deployment too. So yep. And then Supabase for my for the back end. especially with the claim submission recommendation. I will definitely be using this for that. And I think that's it. So I guess that's how I built the Halal directory, basically vibe coded the Halal directory. And it was so easy for me. I don't know if because of my tech background, but I think anybody who can write or read can build anything. And building, is so easy nowadays. So I think the thing that will differentiate people will be the marketing. So you can build anything. For example, I built this Halal directory, but nobody in Minnesota knows about it. So the next thing is, how do I make sure the Muslim community in Minnesota, they know about this product, and how do I get them to use it? So that's marketing. So my next video will be about that, about marketing. And so for this video, I think that's it. Hopefully this was helpful, and hopefully you have seen the behind the scenes of how I created Minnesota Halal directory. And until next video, inshallah. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.